Attention, the following video is going to totally kick ass. If you enjoy any of it and or have a large penis, please click the like button below. Enjoy.
Hopes up and those walls down, fell right back into love, go figure. But you got me feeling it too. I don't know if it's just the ambiance or that record on or it's you.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I am NobodyEpic. That track is called Blue Eyes by The Spectators. As always, link in the description or a clickable annotation at the end of the video. This is some domination gameplay on the map Slurms. Yes, I said it like that, but this is one of the better gameplays I've had. It's also a very long gameplay, so I had to speed it up in some parts, but I hope you enjoy watching it while we do today's awkward situation. This is the series, if you have not seen it before, where you guys write your awkward situations in the comments. Real life, true awkward situations, not I stuck a boner in a Tyrannosaurus Rex's ass and it was fucking awkward. And then you would giggle like that. But write your real life awkward situations in the comments. I bring them up in the video. I talk about them, dissect them. I tell you if I've ever had something like that happen in my life. And then at the end, we dish out a little bit of advice. Turns out to be pretty funny sometimes, pretty serious sometimes. I hope it's seriously funny though. I've used that joke before. Let's get into awkward situations. Today's awkward situation comes to us via Shamrock EU. He said, my awkward situation. I have a best friend who is now my girlfriend who I fucking love. But anytime she is around another guy, any at all, I get jealous as shit. She has a friend who is a guy and they have this little thing where they joke fight, slapping and stuff, and all I want to do is punch this guy in the face. Anyway, back on track. My question is, how do I deal with this jealousy? Alright guys, so I thought this was an awesome awkward situation topic because jealousy is an extremely common problem. Dyslexia! It's an extremely common problem in relationships, especially young relationships, I believe. And before you say, but you don't know anything about jealousy in relationships, nobody, because your left hand can't get jealous of your right hand. I would say that's not true because my lefty gets really jealous. And no, but in all seriousness, I have been in 2 long-term relationships in my life. One had the negative jealousy end of the spectrum, and one had the positive end of the spectrum where you can learn to work past it. So I have a couple of different opinions on this, but before we get into why you're jealous and how to fix being jealous, let's go through a checklist first to make sure if there's anything you need to worry about that you will not be able to get past this problem. For fuck the jealousy, you just need to break up now. And maybe the jealousy isn't even something you need to worry about. I just want to debunk some problems that you had. Yeah, I said debunk. As in, not top bunk, not bottom bunk, but debunk, motherfucker. I want to debunk some myths and some problems that you said you had, and we'll just kind of break some things down. First things first, let's talk about this guy she gets in, quote-unquote, slapping fights with. What you need to do with this guy is you need to give him what I'm going to call the sissy test. Now, the sissy test is basically a test to see if this guy is hitting the baseball or he's sitting on the baseball bat. I don't know if that was the best analogy, but I think you guys get where I'm going with this. You got to give him a sissy test. Maybe he's not even a problem and you're just getting all worked up about this, but basically a couple of different sissy tests I would suggest to you. The first one is called the Mark Wahlberg test. Now, Mark Wahlberg is an action movie star. He's been in a lot of great action movies recently. He's been in Contraband. He's also been in funny movies like Ted and the other guys. I mean, he's basically the man's man type of actor. But if you ask a guy what his favorite Mark Wahlberg is, there is a movie he could say that will prove he's a sissy. If he says, well, it's The Lovely Bones, of course. If he says The Lovely Bones, flat out, he's a sissy. Now, he could say other movies. He could be kind of a manly sissy. And if he, Lovely Bones, that's a dead giveaway. You don't have anything to worry about. She can get in slappy pillow fights with him all day because he is not entering the V. He is... Okay, yeah, so moving on past that. If he likes some other movie and you're still kind of iffy about it, maybe if he's like, yeah, I like The Departed, and you're like, because he could just be a masculine sissy, but you have to go to another test, and this is the definitive sissy test. What you need to do is you need to take this guy to somewhere where you need to sit down. Maybe you're having coffee with him. Maybe you're in a classroom with him, whatever. You take a popsicle, right? One of those flavorful ones. And you unwrap the popsicle and you sit it down on his seat. Make sure he doesn't notice. And when he sits down, he's going to have a cold feeling. He's going to be like, wow, that's really cold. And you say, you're sitting on a popsicle. What flavor is it? If he guesses the flavor just by sitting on it, he's a sissy. No problems. But If he does not know the flavor and this guy is clearly not a sissy and he lifts bro and he watches a lot of sports and knows the team names and not just the colors, then that might be an issue. We're going to address that later. First, we need to go to another test. Okay, as a separate, unrelated test, we need to talk about your girlfriend. Is she extremely slutty? This could be a reason to be very jealous because you know in the back of your mind that she's a loose cannon and could get a dick in her at any moment, at any time. She could go out to the mailman could see her, she could bend over and want to take it. You need to do some slut testing. One really common one, like a really easy way to tell if you're dating a slut is, does her vagina have a waiting room? Like, do you have to take one of those pull tabs to see if there's room in there? If it has a drive-through of any sorts, like I dated this Mexican chick that had a Taco Bell drive-through, and that's not because she's Mexican. That's just because it was, a really wide vagina and you gotta fit tacos in there, burritos in there. It's nothing racial, guys. She just had a Taco Bell inside of her vagina. So no problems there. We ended that one really quickly, but make sure your girlfriend's vagina is, less spacious is what you want to go for there. Probably not a slut. And if she has a lot of guy clothes, but she doesn't have a brother, that's a sign you need to break it off. If there's a lot of sausages, Polish, summer sausage, hot dogs, bratwurst in her refrigerator, and she's a vegetarian and there's no one else in the house, that's a problem. Why are they there? And where does she put them? You need to think about that, and then you need to break up with her immediately. If she feels a deep spiritual connection to Kesha and Rihanna lyrics, not just like she dances to them, but like she really feels that they dictate her life and she can relate to them, that's a serious problem. End it there. You're going to be jealous because she's going to be sucking off dudes left and right. All right, so let's say all that stuff is straight. Slutty test passed, sissy test passed. Then you get into a normal relationship scenario. Now, I've had the good and the bad side of jealousy in relationship. Not that there's a good side of it, but I've handled it better in one scenario and handled it worse in another. So in the worst scenario, when I felt jealous, well, first of all, it was my first serious relationship, and you're more likely to feel jealousy in your first serious relationship because you take everything so seriously. It's all new to you, and it feels like the best thing ever, and you feel like it's never going to end. And it's okay to feel that way, but you need to be realistic about another person's needs and feelings because, like in this case, my girlfriend had a lot of boyfriends, just friends that were boys, and I was totally fine with that. But it kind of weighs in your head. I guess I wasn't fine with that. I just said that. I don't know why. But I kind of, after a while, just weighed on us and our relationship problems. And I just tried to tighten my grip more when I felt that she was hanging out with too many guys. And then I just constantly told my displeasure about it to her. And I guess being open's okay, but just overbearing someone is not okay. And that was ultimately the demise of our relationship. But in this relationship with my current long-term girlfriend I've been dating for more than 3 years, she'll go out to the club with her girlfriends and she dances with guys, and we're very open about stuff we do with other people. We hang out with girls and guys, and that's the kind of people we are. It's not like we cheat on each other, but I think we're just really open, and we know that at the end of the day, we really don't want to be with other people. And if you don't in your head know and openly communicate with your boyfriend and girlfriend that you don't want to be with other people, and there's that doubt in your mind, that's where the jealousy is going to creep in. So don't let that happen. I hope this helped, and awkward situations in the comments. Have a great day.